We felt there was a need for helping soldiers coming back from operational theatres who were struggling with the effects of post-traumatic stress. And we felt that we could offer something that was potentially more convenient for people than the existing statutory services. When I say we, I'm talking about network of therapists scattered across the UK who are all trained by the Human Gauvain Institute. They're all in private practice in their own places where they live across the UK. And so we were able to engage with them and create this referral service, which we trialled in 2009 with some of the soldiers who were going back to the Falkland Islands for their 25th anniversary of that particular war. The ones who we de-traumatized before their journey were able to have their anniversary visit in a more emotionally calm state than the ones who didn't have our treatment. And so we were able to validate what we suspected already, that we had a treatment protocol which potentially would be effective to a far wider group of veterans.
So Tony, how has the organisation adapted through COVID? Are you delivering help differently now?
It's exactly the same therapy, but what we have done more of course, is online therapy. All the therapists did have the capacity and the training and the ability to deal with people online, whether it's by telephone, Skype, Zoom, or FaceTime. But of course, the need was suddenly far greater when lockdown started. It has proved to be thoroughly helpful because we've been able to continue our service, and more importantly, veterans have been able to access therapeutic help, albeit not face-to-face, but online.
You mentioned earlier about delivering therapies in an emotionally calm state. That's so important, isn't it, to be able to remove the emotion in order to move forward, to have some resolution, to be able to process that information without the emotion of it dominating.
In psychological terms, the emotion that any human being has, typically in this case the emotion of fear, applies to any emotion, anger or jealousy or lust or depression or anxiety. Any emotion psychologically, when aroused, has the effect of limiting the human's cognitive process. In other words, the thinking process is inhibited by the onset of high emotion, and you can translate that into any experience that you can think of. The more emotional we are, the less able we are to think clearly. Logically, therefore, the purpose of treatment, psychological treatment, is to teach people and help people to understand the impact of emotional thought and therefore be able to introduce controlling techniques to their behaviour and their thinking so that their emotions are lowered so that they can think clearly.
That's really so fascinating. Tony, you have a really fantastic website. Is that the best place to go for people to get in touch or get involved? How can they find you?
Well, if they want quick and immediate help, all they need to do is ring or get someone else to ring 0300 302 0551. And that takes them through, in working hours, to one of our administrative teams. If they don't want to speak, they can always email contact@ptsdresolution.org.